everybody, and welcome to the final episode of ATCW Live. I almost can't believe I'm saying it, and I'm kind of getting goosebumps a little here on the arm while I am saying it, but unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, it is a little sad, but also very happy at the same time, because we've been together for so long, we've made so many memories together, and we are finally going to make one lasting memory here come Saturday night at ATCW Count the Lights. I've got 6 matches to talk to you about on this episode of ATCW Live, but that doesn't mean that there won't be a surprise or two in there. You know, Chucky's kind of teasing that there might be more, but he's only told me about 6. So, ladies and gentlemen, one final time, I'm going to run down this match card, and we're going to have a blast while we're doing it. Make sure you show up early to the event. The doors at 6:30, bell time at 7 o'clock, but of course at 6:50, the final edition of Final Words with Dennis Williams. Indeed, we will get the final words. No idea on who his guest might be. May not even be a guest needed, ladies and gentlemen. Regardless, you're not going to want to miss this edition of Final Words with Dennis Williams. Woo! I'm ready, folks. I'm trying to get all these cobwebs out of my head. It's so hard to just push through all of this knowing that this is going to be the last episode, but we're going to do it nonetheless. What do you say one more time? We run down this match card. Last month, Robbie Wayne defeated the ageless one, Ethan Cross, to become ATCW Cruiserweight Champion. Well, at ATCW Count the Lights, Robbie Wayne will have his first and final ATCW Cruiserweight Championship defense when he goes one-on-one with one half of the ATCW Tag Team Champions, L.A. Star. Oh, yeah. L.A. is surely going to have Willie Radical down at ringside, his hashtag cousin, out there for some support. And I gotta say, ladies and gentlemen, I have never, ever seen a bad L.A. Star match. I'm excited for L.A. to get the opportunity not only to be the forever ATCW Tag Team Champion with his cousin Willie, but I'm excited to see L.A. Star get the opportunity to become forever ATCW Cruiserweight Champion as well. To do that, however, he's going to have to overcome that treacherous obstacle that is Robbie Wayne. And to remind you folks, the Radical Stars are the reason that Robbie Wayne lost the ATCW Cruiserweight Championship in the first place. A phenomenal Triple Terror match at April Fool's last year, and one of the best Triple Terror matches that I have seen to date, cost Robbie Wayne that ATCW Cruiserweight Championship, and I guarantee Robbie Wayne is not forgotten about that one bit. Surely, going into Saturday night, Robbie Wayne has got a plan and about 15 contingency plans on top of that. Who will walk out forever ATCW Cruiserweight Champion? Last month felt just a little less regal, and it's because we were missing the Prince, Austin Blackthorn. At ATCW Count the Lights, he goes one-on-one with Rob Noxious. Last month, Prince Blackthorn wasn't able to make the event, and I was a little sad because despite his attitude, and say what you will about it, he is an excellent performer, ladies and gentlemen. Prince Blackthorn has proven time and time again that he belongs inside the squared circle, and he belongs in the ATCW locker room. He's proven that to everybody except for Rob Noxious. Now, it's been a while since I've personally seen Rob Noxious wrestle. It's been in various other companies in the surrounding area over the last couple of years, but if memory serves, Rob Noxious was an entertaining performer to say the least. And man, can he throw hands. I'm excited to see him go one-on-one in the final event for ATCW Count the Lights this coming Saturday. It is up-and-comer, the rising star, if you will, versus the tenured vet that is Rob Noxious, who will walk out the victor on Saturday night. Last month, Owen Maverick made his return to ATCW, and he introduced us all to the modern-day Playboy. Well, this coming Saturday night at ATCW Count the Lights, he's got a truly sensational opponent as he goes one-on-one with the second-generation sensation, Brian Hardy. Oh yeah, Owen has got his biggest challenge to date with a former two-time heavyweight champion here at ATCW, Brian Hardy. And Owen better be more focused on the match this time around and not on his own vanity like he was against Yabba Dabba last month. It cost him dearly, and Yabba walked away with a victory. Imagine the bragging rights, ladies and gentlemen, for Owen Maverick if he's able to knock off a former two-time ATCW heavyweight champion. Imagine the eyeballs that are going to turn his direction when they hear that he's knocked off Brian Hardy. Count the Lights is either going to be the greatest ATCW event for Owen Maverick, or it's going to be the harshest wake-up call that he has ever received. The ATCW family is very familiar with Brian Hardy. Brian likes to have fun in his matches, often playing mind games with his opponent's early goings in the matchup. And just when he gets them off balance, he starts to strike. But when that sharpshooter is locked in deep, a Brian Hardy victory is sure to follow. Who will walk out with their head held high come Saturday night at ATCW Count the Lights? Will it be a great night for the modern-day Playboy, or will it be a truly sensational evening for Brian Hardy? It's been said that heavy is the head that wears the crown. So imagine how heavy that crown feels right now with the weight of the world coming down upon it. Ladies and gentlemen, the king of the 304 championship is on the line when the weight of the world, Corey Bush, goes one-on-one with the current reigning 8-month-long King Tremor. Now, I got to tell you, this story cannot be told better than by the two men who are involved in this matchup. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to let them handle it for us. Here is King Tremor.
Ladies, gentlemen, children of all ages, gather round as I tell you the final tale of your king and Sir Corey Bush. I take you back many a fortnight ago, when your king and Sir Corey battled together as a unit, as the heaviest hitters of all the land. But Corey, you broke my heart when you turned your back on me, thus for making the man that you see here today a man who is unable to trust anybody who aligns themselves with me. A man who has vowed to make sure nobody ever turns their back on me and I turn my back on them before they ever get the chance to. And I promised you, Corey, in October, I would crush any dreams and hopes you ever had of becoming the ATCW champion. And I did so as promised. But now you want to come for me and my 304 championship and try to take my crown and my throne away from me. Oh, no, Corey. Although you may have taken me under your wing when I was just a young boy coming up in this business and tried to teach me everything that you know, to me, you are still just a mere man out there asking the crowd what your name is and who you are. A man still struggling to make it to the big time. When I, Tremor, am your king of the 304, I am flourishing and ruling my throne with an iron fist, the hardest fist of all the land. So Corey Bush, November 22nd, when you come for me in my championship, you will crumble at the weight of the world that is on your shoulders as I stand above you, still your king of the 304 and the ruler of the land for
The King with some bold words ahead of his encounter at ATCW Count the Lights this Saturday night. Now, let's go to his opponent for his rebuttal. Here, ladies and gentlemen, is the weight of the world, Corey Bush.
No kings, no kings, no kings, no kings, not now, not ever. That phrase got more popular and its irony slapped me in the side of the head because I am preparing to battle a fake king of my own, Tremor. You talked about I broke your heart when I turned my back on you and that you would never let anyone do it again, that you would get to them first. My question is, what does that mean for your precious Prince Blackthorn or your manager, Jonathan Cross? Boys, if you're listening, it means he can't be trusted and he's going to come for you. But Tremor, that moment happened 17 years ago, which means if I'm still renting space in your head, you have not grown, you have not changed, you have not evolved. You're the same little Tremor you have always been. But I have become the magnitude, the shock wave, the earthquake, a force of nature known as the weight of the world. And you have chosen to put yourself in my path when you got in the way of my destiny to become the ATCW heavyweight champion. But it seems destiny has a sense of humor because ATCW has one final show before they close down. And you have one more chance to lose your championship, the 304 title. And I'm going to be the guy to take it. I'm going to take your championship. I'm going to tarnish your crown. I'm going to make you bend the knee to me. I'm going to relegate you from fake royalty to king nothing. And your last moment in ATCW will be counting the lights after I bring the weight of the world crashing down on your head. See you then.
A story of pain, a story of betrayal, and a story that will be etched in the legacy of ATCW. The King of the 304 Championship is on the line, ladies and gentlemen, and it's go time. 1 year ago, Deuce Donatelli made his return to ATCW and won himself the golden ticket. Well, after a long and trying journey, ladies and gentlemen, Deuce Donatelli gets what he's wanted all along. The ATCW Heavyweight Championship is on the line in a lumberjack match between Deuce Donatelli and self-made Lucius Suede. Now, if you're not familiar with how a lumberjack match works, ladies and gentlemen, everybody from the locker room is going to come out and witness this matchup. They're all going to surround the ring and make sure nobody gets to run, nobody gets to hide, and that we have a definitive winner inside the ATCW squared circle on Saturday night. The only way to win and walk away as forever ATCW heavyweight champion is to score a pinfall or a submission inside the ring. Both of these men have fought so hard to get where they are now. Both of these men know what it means to be ATCW heavyweight champion, and both of these men will put everything they have into fighting for the chance to become forever ATCW heavyweight champion. This match has everything it needs to be a match that we will remember for the rest of our lives, ladies and gentlemen. The bad blood and the animosity between the opponents, the highest stakes ever in an ATCW heavyweight championship match, and most importantly, the desire from everybody, fans, locker room, management included, to see a clean-cut winner between two of the greatest athletes to step foot in an ATCW ring. The ATCW Heavyweight Championship is on the line in a lumberjack match at ATCW Count the Lights. I saved this match for last, ladies and gentlemen, simply because it got the biggest reaction when it was announced last month in the ATCW arena. This story has been one of the craziest stories I have ever had to witness here in ATCW, and it gets its final chapter at ATCW Count the Lights. The ageless one, Ethan Cross, goes one-on-one with his father, Jonathan Cross, and the loser must leave West Virginia forever. You know, I'm very grateful for the relationship that I have with my father because it has never gotten to the point of Ethan's and Jonathan's. At almost every point in Ethan's life, Jonathan has been there to thwart him with his shenanigans in any way that he can muster. Jonathan Cross has cost Ethan at this point several matches, several hospital bills, a stable home, and even the ATCW Cruiserweight Championship. It is high time that the ageless one, Ethan Cross, gets some revenge on Jonathan, and I am praying that someone bans everybody from ringside so Ethan truly can get the revenge that he deserves. Because there is no way in hell that if Ethan Cross faces Jonathan Cross one-on-one, that Jonathan Cross picks off the chameleon of wrestling styles in a straight-up one-on-one match. I said it. I said it. We're all thinking it. So I said it. There it is. Let's just let it rest. This will undoubtedly be the greatest revenge story ever, and I am chomping at the bit to get there, ladies and gentlemen. We are just several days away from the final ATCW event ever. ATCW Count the Lights, live from the Leetown Community Center in Carneysville, West Virginia. The bell will be at 7 o'clock. The doors at 6:30. But don't forget, a very special edition of Final Words with Dennis Williams. One to send us home with happy, ladies and gentlemen. From everybody here at ATCW, thank you so much for viewing this show for as long as you have. It's been a long, what has it been, like 2.5 years at this point that I've been doing this show. I think we're up to maybe like 30, 40 episodes. I lost count a long time ago. I celebrated 25, and then I was just like, yeah, good enough. I'll stop counting at that point. But like I said, I speak for everybody here at ATCW when I say thank you so much for your time, for your hard work, for your hard-earned money, and for simply just coming out and having a blast with all of us and making all the memories that we have. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been my pleasure to bring you not only the hype, but also the recap as well. I have been the Golden Tongue, Evan Wade, and I'll see you all Saturday night.